दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे, परफेक्ट।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, welcome to the Mythic Showdown Season 1. Yes, the first season of it all, and of course, it's presented by our beloved Indian Gaming Corps along with Vista Games. And we're going to be kicking things again right away. It's 7 p.m., right? And we're going to be starting off with the round robin matches between the wild card stage teams. Yesterday, we already saw two teams getting a clean sweep, getting 2 pointers for themselves. So let's see if today's two sets of teams can do the same. And obviously, the first set is going to be Untitled versus Eternity Esports, and I'm really curious to see how they're going to be performing in this best of three series. Of course, into the casting desk, I am your host Ray, and joining me is of course STZ, who seems to be looking like he's playing a game himself, and of course Peachy joining me as well. So hello there, Peachy. Are you not excited to be joining back again? And today we have Untitled and Eternity.
Definitely, both of them are definitely a strong team. I'm excited to see what they have on the table today. And one more thing about both of these teams, I believe somewhere along the lines they did change their lineup a lot. So I'm all in for that today.
What about you, Ash?
I'm literally excited because not of the match only, but it's my first casting at IGC. I mean, I was been
Ooh.
seeing this from the first tournament, if you remember, from IGC. At that time, I don't know anything about casting and all. I just saw the tournament, and right now I'm here with casting my
Mhm,
first match for the IGC, and I'm very happy for that. As well as
mhm,
UT is a great team. They are literally the underdog rise, and they're rising at this point. So I want them to. I mean, I want them to play good, as well as from the Alter Esports. They also have that similar strategies and similar energy. I mean, both of the teams have won some community cups, so you will not think like less
mhm,
energy coming from them. Will not expect
mhm.
it. Obviously, they're gonna give everything in this match. Let's see what
Yeah,
will happen.
actually, I forgot that this is your debut on IGC. It's really interesting. You actually feel like you've been there on previous seasons, right? You feel like
Yep.
home. But oh, there we go. Oh, the overlays, like huge, massive shout out to, of course, the production at IGC. I was not expecting to see such a banger one. Look at it. Like I don't think there's been a format like this anywhere in other. So of course, you shout out to IGC production team for bringing us. And the second thing I wanted to mention is that Ash, you look less like a caster and more like an esports player. Like you look like one of them right now with the photo that they've given. So huge props to you. But anyways, Pichi, what do you think of the format? This is looking like I don't have appropriate words for it. Actually, it's looking great.
Definitely. But before that, Ash, what's your name? Theme of your name? Come on, spill it out already. I know you're there already on the Mythic Showdown. Let's go.
He
Anyway,
became too shy. He got too shy. Okay, Ash is back. Ash, Peachy ask you a question. Peachy, ask it again.
like as you were looking like a gamer more than a caster today, so I wanted to know what your team is.
Ash, you there? He's too shy.
Uh,
Yep. No. I'm not shy. I'm not shy. I'm just thinking that is it eternity or is it altar? What is it? I mean, I'm literally
Eternity.
confused right now.
It's eternity. Yeah.
Okay, it's eternity. Then I heard them that they won some community cup before. Untitled is already a great team. I know them. I mean, personally, I know them. These guys. So they are literally the fans' favorite. We can say in the underdog rise teams, even in Evans, just like in Evans. So I mean, they are here to prove themselves. So uh, I think if you're gonna ask me, Ray, that what will be my thoughts about the score? I will go for 2-0 for Untitled.
Okay, interesting. And oh my God, Peachy, am
oh,
I hallucinating, or is Zushin in 3D instead of 2D right
yeah,
now? Oh
yes,
my God,
you it
IGC is
looks
not just
uh,
leveling up tournament
that
scene; they're leveling up Indian scene itself, because this is the first time I'm seeing a 3D model on a band section. That is insane.
I agree. Look at that. Looking quite good though. For the first time in a while, Hayabusa looks like so fierce and he's all ready to shut up to all of us.
I mean,
What about you, Ash?
all eyes was on the Hayabusa, but then Ray just went for that Jushin. Always, I mean, he will find her Jushin everywhere in the wall. He gonna find his Jushin.
That's true. But we should dive into the draft. That's going in quite quick now that both the sides have been banning all those, respect bans, meta heroes. I'm curious to know why Eternity Esports went in for the Zushin as the first ban.
It's interesting, actually. Maybe they don't want it. Maybe they have a different priority pick. Maybe it's because if you keep the Zushin open, they will be forced to pick. And there we go. Instead of the Zushin, they wanted to go for something more of a utility. And of course, that's Kalia, one of my second favorite heroes right now. That's crazy. Like everybody just picking out my favorite heroes these days. But Ash, do you have any predictions of what Untitled is going to be responding with the Kalia?
I think they can go for a Caramela at this point, but they are good with the utility jungler. I mean, previously we're casting for this team and they went for a Basha jungle and it was too great. I mean, they totally dominated the opponent side with the Basha jungle. So maybe we're gonna see some utility jungler pick, but before that, they're gonna cook it up with the meta picks as well, because look at that, Gatot Kacha and the Sicilian. That's a great thing. I mean, Sicilian, the godfather of late game, and Gatot Kacha, ultimate CC. He has everything with his skills, all crowd controlling skills. Gonna cast onto the side of Eternity, but Eternity banning that Jushin is opening several things as well, utility junglers as well.
Yeah, definitely. Peachy, like so far we've seen three picks. Eternity, they have prioritized the utility one. What do you think they're gonna be picking up for next? Because Mage has already been picked. Do they wanna make sure they secure the Farsa for themselves? Because if you're fighting against the Sicilian, I feel like outranging him is much better. But no, looks like they wanna
So,
go for something else. Why do you think they immediately prioritize the Phobius
Ooh.
though?
oh, okay. Like there's like the maze is already picked. I don't think they can just push a Sicilian onto an EXP or maybe the goal. So they're just like playing it slow and just picking up some of those heroes that they just want on their hands. Now again, that on the side of Team Untitled, Shane is already known to pick up the Harriet. We just saw seen it in the previous tournament that he picked up legendaries on legendaries. So I believe one of the reasons that might be there that why Team Eternity Esports have picked is the Herald for themselves, but at the same time, Phobius. Now, Phobius against the Guttle Cut, so that's definitely interesting. The CC is still open, but no, the CC being not prioritized, that's just bonkers.
You know what,
Hmm.
Pitchy? I mean, I think that the Phobius pick was for that Harith comfort. I mean, if you want to see Harith's biggest counter is
Makes
a
sense. Yeah.
Phobius, but if both of them will be in the same team, it will totally menace. That's the reason they went for that Phobius. And just think, if Phobius Gatotkacha will be there in the Untitled with a Sicilian, it could have been a big trouble for the side of Eternity. So they just went for the Harith and the counter as well into their own team. So Kalea can go for the flex. She can manage to go for the EXP as well as the roam. So Kalea will be in the roam. Phobius will be in the EXP. Phobius is right now winning lane EXP. I mean, if Phobius is there, you don't have to worry about other heroes. When Glue is coming, then Phobius is also okay with the Glue counter. So that's the reason they wait for the Phobius. That's a good and nice thought about it. And look at that. There will be two more bans coming from the side of Untitled. Ray, what do you think? I mean, are we gonna see a Xavier against this Sicilian?
Xavier makes sense on paper, both because Xavier has basically equal amounts of late game burst, and also his range is just incredible. He doesn't even need to come in a team fight; just can come in from the base, just with the dawning light. But I feel like a Farsa would have been much more appropriate because Farsa burst is more better, right? More guaranteed. She has ultimate; she's gonna burst out. She doesn't need to stack up like Xavier. And also the second thing, her rotations are much faster, and it would be really important to match it up, especially considering the fact, look at that, there's the Irithel as well as the Gatot who can rotate fast as well. Irithel with the movement speed and Gatot with the AOG. He can ult very far distances. So I feel like if they want to cover up some distance and they want to have some contender in the mid lane, it should be a Farsa. What do you think, BJ? Like anything else?
Farsa the best as well. The range that the Sicilian has can be covered by the Farsa. So again, I'm I'm like kind of uh, not happy about how the Farsa has been not banned. That should have been there. Not the Eve, but it's okay. I think Untitled, they just don't want the slows. They don't want something that can hinder the mobility of a Irithel as well as the Sicilian. Sicilian's main counter would be, the Eve and then comes in. But okay, Ash, your predictions are right on the Xavier being picked on.
Okay, I get it. He's playing from eternity. That's why he's
Yeah,
all geared up, and
always
he
be like,
predicted
oh,
right.
No,
let's
no, no.
go.
No, no, no. I'm
Actually,
not. I'm not playing from them. I'm not playing from anywhere. I'm just here as a caster, and we can see the Xavier pick. I mean, look at that. We see it a lot of times that Sicilians need to be stopped, and you need some stun for him. I mean, continuous stun. Aurora has a stun. I mean, each and every skills has stuns, but the main problem with Aurora is that short range. I mean, she doesn't have that range she can provide to counter a Sicilian. So I mean, Xavier was a perfect choice at this point because they have a lot of damage. They can go to the backline, they can disrupt the backline, but they need someone to stun that backline at least. I mean, Harith is there, Phoebus is there, Kalea is also there, and right now, Last Insanity gonna bing pop each and every time. That is Xborg is also there. But I was literally hoping for an assassin jungler from the side of Eternity when they banned that high loss. I mean, they could have gone with a
Yeah.
Lancelot or something like that, Ling, but they went straightly for a utility jungler. That's a nice thing. But Julian will be there, eh? What do you think? I mean, off meta right now after the Rose Gold got nerf,
Mhm.
or still in the meta?
I feel like Julian is in a weird spot right now, and I feel like he's so much on reliant on users right now because we just saw Chocolate Chan yesterday, like absolutely nailing with the Julian pick. So I feel like he's become less of he's not exactly meta, but he's at the same time. If the user really knows the whereabouts, really knows the roundabouts of everything that Julian has, you can really well time your skill, immune lot of resources from the opponent, or you also still have, I mean, you don't have the sustain, but your damage is still the same, so you can burst out perhaps the Harriet or perhaps the Julian if you find them in a tough spot. So Nekus Queen better need to watch out. But so far the draft has been done. Peachy, what do you think so far?
The draft looking quite great. Look at them already into the land of dawn. Here we are. Thank you, Ray, for your
Bye bye.
insights. It's been a pleasure having you, but we'll have you back on to the ending scene for this first match. But as of now, this is the first match of Eternity Esports versus Untitled. What is it going to be? This is going to be the best of three. Let's see who racks up the most points and goes away with a 1 point onto the round robin stage.
Yep, and here we are, guys. This is the match of the best underdog teams fighting right now in the wildcard stage at the Mythic Showdown. And we can see the match has already been started, and it's look at that. The Phobius is still now, I mean, from the start, giving some trouble to that CC. Even though CC is a winning lane hero playing against a Phobius who is currently in the winning lane section, but still, that CC is giving, I mean, getting some troublesome. And look at that, Pitchy. We don't see a lot of EXP rotation from a jungler in the start. Right now, we are seeing it.
Definitely. Now that the Letho has been contested and gone into the hands of Team Eternity Esports, I really like about that they just want to go in, make sure they amp up their retribution level on their sides. But the Julian pick somewhere along the lines, it is just for the early game and to burst down the Firaga armor. Now that they do have the Xbox, they just want to make sure that they have to go ahead for a little bit of. Okay, looks like we do have a little bit of a problem, but let's jump back to the casters decks. Here we are. Ray, are you back with us?
Yeah, I never left. How can I
Well,
be back when I never
hello.
left? Hello. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Our production really making sure to fix the issue as soon as possible. Of course, having such great things comes with a price, right? So yeah. I mean, the overlays are looking amazing. The 3D draft is there, so obviously there would be few issues, but it's the start of the tournament. Few hiccups are gonna be there, but as we build up, it's gonna become perfect, and I'm really looking forward to when it will happen. It will happen, I know, but of course, till then, let's just focus on what's at the moment, and that is the match between Eternity and Untitled. We just saw both of their draft and their early game rotations. I don't see much special except for the fact that they both wanted to go for the EXP, so maybe a turtle fight is something that both teams want to go for, because some teams ignore the first turtle. They like to go for under far lane, or they like to go for a kill. But both teams here looks like they share the same mentality. So what do you have to say about that, Ash?
I mean, I asked that to Pitchy that we don't see this much rotation to the EXP from the early stage, but as you said that I mean, so many teams have that mentality to go for the turtle, don't go for the MM. But I don't think it's the right thing. I mean, you know what? I always say one thing in each and every game, that's the early to mid game is for the jungler, and then the mid to late game is for the MM. You need to give that ball of rice to that MM so that in the late he's gonna carry you up, because in the late I don't think a jungler will be managing to do such things. I mean, obviously if got fade from the early stage will be menace, but the mid to late game is totally onto the MM. If you have seen a lot of matches in the P8 server or ID server, we saw that the starting will be great from the King Kong side, then Kelra will be there managing each and every stuff. So this is how game goes. Therefore, people goes for the MM lane and help him, let him get some food, and then coming back with that full energy, taking on the match. That's what you need in the game. But sometimes we need to change our strategy so that they will not think in the same way that this jungler will come to the goal lane, this jungler will be farm into the goal lane first. So that will be easy to get, I mean, noted down. So therefore, sometimes a little bit of change is always needed in the life. So maybe that's the reason they went for that.
Yeah, it's highly possible. PT, what do you think?
So far, so good. But one thing about that, the Xbox, if he gets the power spike, that's going to be quite deadly. And one thing about the Xbox, I've seen quite a few plays around the rank games as well as the tournament so far, that the Xbox comes up and picks up all the crumbs. So if that is the kind of gameplay that team Untitled are going around, then that is, I'm curious to know that if that's the case, because if that's the case, then it's going to go quite spectacular, because the damage dealers will be there dealing those damage, and he's just at the lasting insanity at the last moment, he's just going to drop in, he's just making sure everyone is dead.
And there we go back into the game. PT, take it over.
Let's go into the land of dawn. Look at that 4-4 already going down. The dawning light, the AOG, make sure that they displace them. But Team Eternity Esports looking quite low. They cannot contest, but they still find a kill. On to the other hand, Joker looking quite low, but Kalia making sure that she doesn't goes down. Conceal already coming in 5 minutes into the game. game. The concealer has been. This is what I was talking about. Okay, they are down. Kaimiku picks up the turtle, and in that way, he loses his life as well. What a game to go! Looks like Team Untitled are the ones who picks the turtle.
Great stuff for Nico's Queen, and even though the turtle being managed from the side of team Untitled, but they couldn't manage to get some kills. Bunch of kills went to the side of team Eternity. That's a great start for them, we can say. Only, I mean, if you're gonna see, Kaimku is right now trying to take on the match point into his hand, but it's kind of not. It's kind of hazy for him because the Xavier is giving that continuous stun, and the CC is too much from the side of Eternity. That's the main problem right now. Team Untitled gonna face it from the early game, but we don't know about the late game. Is there, Irithel is there, can manage to just clean it up. We had already seen that Shane was totally insane with the Harith, but right now he's having another trilogy meta Let's see how it goes.
Let's see onto the top lane. Look at that. Nakalia does have enough heal to make sure that the members are not looking quite low. But at the same time, Eternity Esports are the ones who are riding high up onto that kill board as of now. But talking about the gold, it is into the hands of Team Untitled. Look at them gearing up for a team fight. Shane, on the other hand, will he be able to pick up a kill? Now it's kind of like a mid game for them, but they do have enough items. Oh, he does dodges the Sanguine Claws, talking about the Harriet, and in that way, no team fight will be there.
Yep, and we're gonna see that they are kind of playing defensive at this point, waiting for the turtle, and they will be taking a fight at the turtle dance. I'm damn sure about it, but look at that. It's kind of the river control is still in the hand of the side Untitled. They're totally ready for the turtle fight. Even though CC is already being rotating down to the turtle lane, that's a good thing. But right now, catching up to the but Irithel.
That would be a kill. A marksman for a marksman. Look at that. Onto the other hand, Joker tries to get a taunt on there, but the Tet 7 onto that. Tsunami Slam comes in quite good, but oh, that skill 1 coming in from the Gadot Kata, that's quite costly as of now. The Rolling Light does deal so much damage. Kaimiku has to go back. He cannot contest. He has to come back with the HP, but they are not able to find anything. But onto the top lane, Daki finds herself in an uncomfortable spot, dodging every single skill. Look at that. She's still alive. What is it going to be? Sanguine Claws connecting, but no. Shane picks it, Tet 7 picks it up, but onto the other hand, Dark goes down as well. That is Shane with the skills making sure that they will be down.
I will say Daki won, Pichi. I mean, he was there in an inch of HP. 3-man came to him, and he totally managed to slay him. But right now, Tsunami Slam.
Oh my god, this is why I was like, even Purify doesn't works. If the Purify was on a cooldown, Shane should have gone out. That is truly devastating to see.
Obviously, and we can see that that was a nice move. If you have seen that last Insanity going to that Kalea as well as that Julian, and then just dodge off. He don't want to go against those Julian, because he knows that Julian have a lot of damage. After he's getting burst, he will be taken out easily. I mean, totally, we can see that Untitled is right now playing against those bombing teams. First we saw 9-11, and right now this Eternity with the Xbox again, a Tsunami Slam.
Slam comes right in at the tight spot. By the way, Team Untitled, they are not phased by this. They're just like, waiting for the Aryan to get hot. What is it going to be? Dark already in position along with the Kalia. They just like dodging every skill as of now.
Okay, look at that. The star is right now giving that Joan. But you know what? Retreat battle. That's the main thing in the objective battle, we can say. Neutral objective battle. And it's kind of tilted towards the side of Untitled. They're taking down those objectives, and that's the reason they're having a little bit of gold spike into their hand at this point. And look at us. The position of the star is totally good at this point. He gonna catch up the backline for real. But right now, he gonna get catch up at this point. Batfish being on. Dawning Light.
Not in like quite early, in my opinion. But wait a minute, look at them. The knockup from the Lord is going to quite, that knockup they should have gone in. But as of now, lasting insanity coming in. The flicker already blown up by the Xavier, who's getting zoned out. But Ted Seven onto the front lines, taking kills by kills, double kill racked up on his hands. Was it what is it going to be? And the Lord going down to the hands of Team Eternity Esports. Look at that, members are still falling down. Shane all left to alone to defend the middle lane. Will he be able to get it? Because two members on his back, I don't think he can. With Dark actually zoning Shane out, I don't think he got it. But at the same time, Lord coming down, there's no lane sync, but they're just going with the flow. Wait a minute, Shane caught out with the Xavier skill, and he just manages to escape back to the base.
I mean, you took all those turtles, but when Madara was there, it was Xbox getting the Bumblebee into the action, and he managed to defeat the Madara. That's why Bumblebee is my favorite. And the Eternity is right now cooking up the scene after taking that neutral objective into the hand. But look at that. Kind of taking down the turrets, giving a good stun to that. Gatot Kacha will be fine at this point. We'll be getting into the safer track. But again, going on to the Tsunami, Sam.
Oh, Tsunami Slam coming in. Look at them. The Kaimiko will be taken out. Xbox not looking quite good. Has to go back. This is why, oh, okay. Defensive AOG, but the shutdown on Ted 7. Dawning Light thus comes in handy, but this is just quite late where he just popped it down. But, what a team fight coming in from the side of Team Eternity Esports. This is going down as a real pressure into the hands of Team Untitled.
Ooh.
Oh, like a Queen though. What a game. What a game. Shane picks it up, but at the same time, lasting insanity, making sure that he has a lot of damage. The ultimate of the Sicilian did not do much justice right there, but one more bat impact would be just the finishing off deal for this Kalia.
Only the kills, they will be getting the mid turret as well right now, and also the red buff. Even the zone out section came out. Again, a second tier. That's a nice thing. Nice trade. We can say again the Irithel cleaning up the scene.
Oh, into the bot lane, the minions are coming in, but Ted 7 odd missed that, picks up a kill. That would be the Sicilian. He's still going in strong. He does have the HP to give it all, and the Dawning Light just connects it. Will it Wishing Lantern do the job? No, it doesn't, and that's how the Katot Kacha escapes.
Dozen of defensive AOG, dozen of defensive we can say last insanity has been used from both these sides, but these two MMs, these two goal laners are still onto the mark. Look at that, Harry taking down those kills, giving those damage, even the Irithel with the ult, with the Purify. Menace, literally menace, giving a lot of damage. Even he managed to make half of HP to that tanky Phobias. That's the reason I fear this trilogy meta MM. Still now, people think that Granger is not in the scene, but he's also in the scene, guys. Just like the Irithel, just like the Harith. And look at that. Once again, Madara will be there. Uchiha Madara will be there. Let's see who will be the strongest to take him down. Will it be Untitled? Or one more last insanity will be popping up right now, taking down that Madara. And that's the reason they will be back up at the team fight.
Kalia does miss the Tsunami Slam, but Dark getting quite zoned out. He will be going back. Kaimiko onto the other hand. The jungler has been lost. The Madara is onto the other hand. The tanks are going down. That's a 2-for-1 situation as of now. Nischan onto the other hand gets zoned out as well. Is it going to be an easy lord into the hands of Team Eternity Esports? They do lack few of the members, but at the same time, Untitled are all here to contest for it. They're taking it slow,
Obviously, I mean, look at that. Look at that. Diamond Force. Oh, will be counter with the Bat Beast as well, but they will be losing the Lord. They know that there will not be enough to take down the Lord or the two members of the Eternity, so they will be back off at this point. Even though we saw a glimpse of defensive AOG, but before that, managed to clear the objective as well as the Katot Kacha when he was about to cast his ult to get into the safer track. That's the reason. Oh my goodness. Even just a small slight touch, giving a lot of damage to that Irithel. This is what a Xavier in the late game. Two late game godfathers are here in this match. Sicilian, Xavier. This is why this match is totally important. Eternity is not giving a single chance to the Untitled to take on them. Even though the Untitled is trying their best at this point, but look at the goal lead we're talking about. It's just a not very much, but got Jonah out at that point. Was about to catch him up, that Gatot Kacha, but managed to get into the safer track. They need to defend this Lord at this point. They need to take down this lord, but Madara is on to his way to the Leaf Village. Will we see a almighty push? But before that, a fight will be emerging.
Yeah, true. Lasting Insanity. He loses his Firaga armor, but Helia doesn't get a window of opportunity to move in. But at the same time, Dark goes in with the Infernal Pursuit, and he will be losing his life. That's a 0-for-1 trade going down into the hands of Team Untitled, but they just managed to lower every single possible inhibitors right here. One inhibitor standing, and that was also like 1 HP left. If you know, if they just like let the minions in, it's the game over for the inhibitor.
It's kind of Untitled, managed to clear the Lord, managed to take some kills, so we can say that they are coming back slowly, and that's a good thing. I mean, in the late game, there will be enough power from the side of Untitled to take down the Eternity as well, so maybe I will say that Eternity should think to finish it up as soon as possible. But right now, look at that, waiting for the Lord, but before that, we're gonna see some split pushing coming out from the side of Eternity. That makes the whole team not going back. The 5-man team is right now
That's
linging
true.
onto the buff side of the Eternity. But look at that, Xborg initiating a little bit of Pookie fight with the Pookie damage onto that Gatot Kacha, but the whole team will be getting back. But look at that, Harith! Pitchy Harith!
Hello, Harith. He's already there onto the Nexus. Look at him. Just one more shot, and that is the way Team Eternity Esports wins up the first game with a backdoor. What a game to end.
What just happened? What just happened? I mean, he was waiting in that bush. We know. We talked about it that they will be going for a split push. Xborg came to initiate a little bit of Pookie fight, and that managed to take down that. I mean, take on that. We can say that everything from Untitled. They didn't just take out that signal for the split pushing. That was the Xborg hindering the movements for Untitled. This was literally not the way it should have ended for Untitled. The first set is a bad set. I always tell this. But Ray is here. Ray, do you just saw what just happened? Harith
Yep,
went
I did.
to the base with the Zaman Force.
I did, and honestly, I mean, my reaction is honestly same as you guys, because I honestly thought this was gonna be Untitled's game, but well, things turned around. It was honestly a very neck to neck competition, though. So I feel like this might yesterday we saw 2 clean sweeps, but maybe tonight we might just see the first third game. You know, because I feel like this game was pretty close and this was an Untitled's game. But yeah, that end moment changed everything. So let's see what we have into the next games. Peachy, you were there, of course, casting amazingly, like you always do. What do you think? Like, do you think this is a reverse sweep that's cooking up, or this was not just a stroke of luck?
You know, both the sides, the draft was very good. And talking about the initiation and all the team fights, you know, I was expecting somewhere along the lines the Xbox to be one of the hero who would be picking up the crumbs, but along the way he was the one who was initiating it. So that was quite
Mhm.
a different kind of a gameplay, different kind of an approach that we have seen. So yep, that is a little bit hard onto this IoT Maternity Esports, because Dark, who was on the 4BS, got zoned out very quickly. The Xavier getting zoned out by the Gatot Kacha. I really love how the Gatot Kacha made sure that he would be in the back lines. He's the Gatot Kacha. He knows what to do. So that is definitely a plus gameplay coming in from the Gatot, the Joker.
That is an interesting name, but of course, this is a best of 3 series, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the round robin matches. So, of course, there are still more chances, and to see that second match, to see if it's going to be a clean sweep or we're going to see a game number 3, do stay tuned, as we're going to be taking a short break. So, stay tuned. We'll be right back with game number 2 of this match 1.
वाला है, कद देने वाला है, थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे, परफेक्ट।
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be diving straight back into the game number 2 of this first match of the evening between Untitled versus Eternity Esports of this round robin wildcard stage matches. And of course, you're back again, tuned in on Mythic Showdown Season 1, presented by Indian Gaming Corps and Vista Games. And let's just see how this match might be pushing it to the game number 3, or it might be getting clean sweep. Of course, intercasting this, I'm your host back again, myself, Ray, and joining me is, of course, Ash TZ, who's looking like a gamer, and Peachy, who's obviously looking so beautiful with that smile over there. Look at her, she looks so nice. But yeah, jokes aside though, Peachy, any predictions? Do you think game number 3 will happen or not?
Highly possible. Highly possible. This game wasn't just a normal game that just ended. The minions were just in, or there were no clean sweeps. It's just had it with the good maps, and he just went in for it. He just took the gamble, and there we go. He won the gamble.
Gamble. That's a good way to refer to that. What do you think, Ash? Is this gonna go to a game number 3, or game 2 is where we will see the match point?
First of all, Ray, I just lost my bait saying that 2-0 from the untitled side. So I'm not sure about the game number 3 because it's kind of feeling like, you know what, when we won our first match in the BO3, we got that charming confidence into our hand. So that's what right now Eternity will be in with full of confidence. Not with, if they will go with the overconfidence, they will probably lose the match. But if they are confident enough, to win the match. They can finish it up with a 2-0, with a death blow for the side of Untitled. So let's see what happens, because you know what? It was the game of the Anbu minions. Let's see what will happen now.
And there we go. I'm just absolutely loving the production. Huge shout out to, of course, IGC for providing this really. I mean, obviously, all the Indian tournaments that have been done recently, great overlays. Everybody has some unique taste to it. But I'm gonna be honest, this has been the most like different, not like very different. You know, the whole overlay, and I just love it. And of course, the colors. I love this color because I know Zushin is more pink, but her flowers are a little bit red. Okay, I'm gonna pull up with Peachy. Any predictions for the bands?
Bans so far, I don't think there will be any of the respect bans coming in other than for the Harith, not for the reason that he did a backdoor, but for the reason that he is strong enough. He still stands strong as the strongest goal laner as of now. The Harith has just one hero that could match his mobility, so that's why it was picked onto the game number one. But as of now, Kalia being banned, I really love it, but Team Untitled, they could have prioritized it for themselves.
Hmm. Eh, but you know, we also saw something previous, like in the previous game, something similar, right? The Zushin getting banned out instead of getting picked. So we are seeing some interesting decisions. But on the other hand, two healers banned out. So first pick predictions. Do you have anything, Ash?
Harith brought the Untitled side. They just banned that Pobius. They want that Harith into their hand,
Yeah.
and they forget about Eternity. Totally forget about it. And Shane is a good player of Harith, so obviously Harith will be the first pick. I'm gonna no. I'm not gonna bait it on to the Untitled again. They just make me lost the first bait. So let's see what will happen. But before that, Ray, I mean, do you feel like the Kalea ban is necessary?
I feel like it is, honestly. Her pickoff potential is a little bit too insane. I mean, yes, you can have the Purify, but Purify cooldown, it's not going to help you every time if there's Chain CC combined, of course. And both of these teams are well aware of what they can do with the Kalia, so banning her out is the best possible option if you want to go for something else. Maybe Untitled have something else in their mind, but hey, Untitled, you just made Ash GC lose the bet, so they better watch out. Peachy, what do you think? Like, first big potential, is it going to be something like a fighter? Or the Harith?
Talking about the same, I feel like
Okay.
that should be prioritized, and yes,
Damn.
Harith will be taken down. Now, Shane, who's the marksman for the side of Team Untitled, he's very well versed for this Harith. So now Team Eternity Esports have to gather up. And yes, I was about to say the Lucas is still open. So will be prioritized and maybe pushing the Kimmy onto the mid lane. So let's see what is it going to be.
Absolutely. Two picks. I'm loving the 3D models here, by the way. But the Kimi this time around, it was banned in the previous game, if I'm not wrong. And Kimi being open, I'm gonna be honest with you. Mid lane Kimi is absolutely nasty work, and she is just insane right now with the recent patch. And so, actually, have you played Kimi recently? What do you think of her?
I don't play MM slot, but Kimmy is insane. She's broken right now, I can say that, because she's giving insane damage every time. You can't catch her. All those skills flying off from the walls, everything, and those ult was totally magical right now. The magic burst damage, everything. Kimmy is totally insane, as you said. But look at that. Valentina, totally straight on for that Lucas and Hylos. So both Glorious Pathway and Unleash the Beast, and also the Conclusive Blast. That is the Tail Beast Bomb will be for the side of Untitled as well. So they just take down that Lucas, but they forgot to ban the counter. That is the Valentina. Maybe we're gonna see a Franco right now, Badang EXP Franco for the Lucas counter, as well as the Kimmy. That will also force that Kimmy to take up Purify, which will help the Harith a lot. So that's maybe the reason they can go with a Franco Rome as well at this point. But before that, a lot of bans.
The Baksha ban is interesting though. Oh, why? Like, unless you're going for a tank jungler, I'm not really sure because Hylos is not exactly the most healer kind of a roamer.
Let me tell you
Why?
why.
Okay.
Homework,
Peachy
homework.
has some crumbs. Come on, Peachy.
Let me tell you
Bill.
why. Untitled, the notorious Baksha picks. They love to pick this hero. They just they just want to make sure that they have the front liners so strong that the back liners would be the one who would be dealing damage. Now that they have the Valentina as well, this would be the pick which fits in perfectly. And if they have the Bakshia, Team Eternity Esports will be having a hard time to break down the walls, the front liners. So they will be forced to pick a carry. So that's the reason they just banned it off.
Okay, PG with the details here, much more. But there we go. Here comes the cowboy. So to respond to the cowboy, what do they come in with? Because they have massive poke. They have Clint. They have Kimmy. Two really long range marksmen. One's gonna be into the mid lane. One's into the goal lane. And how do they respond with? I'm not really sure. The only range they have Harith, and I don't think he's the most ranged marksman. And second, Valentina, she doesn't have any range either. So I feel like it's looking a little bit dicey in the range department, Ash.
Something for the backline, and it will be a Suyu perfectly matching at this draft pick for the side of Untitled. If they will be with some Fanny or Suyu magic, I mean Fanny is already close, so Suyu will be.
Oh,
Look at that.
no,
Suyu and one more Jawhead. Oh my goodness.
I'm
Two more
convinced.
heroes to catch up the backliners. If you're fearing the backliners, just catch them. Just take them out from the map. You'll be fine for it. And they just went for that. That's a nice. I mean, draft play came from Untitled. They won the draft. I'm telling you. But it will also depict one thing here, that Clint and Kimmy as well as the Lucas, three of these heroes are kind of baiting heroes. If they will not getting the snowballs, mostly Clint, the match will be totally onto the side for Untitled.
You
Hmm.
know,
Uh,
I'm convinced that Ash is playing from Untitled as of now.
He is. He is. And what is
He's
this?
lying to us, guys. He is. He's there. The first Xavier pick. He predicted it right very well. This time also around, he predicted the Suyu. Nice prediction, Ash.
What's up with this pick, Ash? Please explain. Oh, wait. This is Eternity. You don't know. Sorry, Untitled team member.
No. This is something I have been seeing from the NSCT, that NSCT picks are kind of same, just like Eternity. They are going with the utility jungler, Kimi in the mid, and Esmeralda in the EXP. Guys, don't know that Esmeralda is totally, I mean, good at the EXP as well. When there is a
Totally good.
Padang, when there is some stun hero in front of you, you can go with Esmeralda. It's a good pick. So I will say that Eternity is also having good picks onto their side, but Clint is kind of a messy pick for me. I mean, I'm not sure about it. It's in the meta, but not for the tournament. He's good for rank, just like Melissa.
I would say 50-50. I agree with you because yeah, Melissa and Clint are very rank oriented heroes, but I've seen some cowboys pull up something, so maybe because Clint still has the damage, but yeah, you're right. We'll have to see how good they position. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, they're diving straight into the land of dawn, and Peachy and Ash GC will take it over from here. Peachy, of course, take it up.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let me welcome you back into the game number 2 between Team Untitled versus Eternity Esport. What is it going to be? I'm curious to know if Team Eternity Esports picks it up in a clean sweep or not, with that lethal being contested.
Yup. And we can see a lot of damage already from the side of Eternity Esports. They are raging with the confidence from the first match, so they will be attacking without any second thought. But still now, messy pick. That Clint is a messy pick. I will say that. Unless he will prove it to me that he is for real for the team fight as well as for the Eternity Esports. Let's see what happens. But right now, got caught up with this jawhead.
Yep, that's true. Now, High Loss, on to the other hand, he's just making it sure that he would be having a little bit of an action, but he has to go back.
Yep, and we can see that already Clint is getting that backlash from the higher. I mean, obviously from the early game, but right now all is the beast.
Oh, wait a minute. Nishan picks up quite correctly. Looks like it will be the Lucas who picks up the first kill. Nishan in quite a trouble. There is a chase for him as well as Joker. But, Joker's just waiting it out for, get a ejector on. But he's not able to get it. On to the other hand, it's a 1-for-1 score and the turtle is spawned.
Yup, and the first neutral objective onto the EXP side, kind of having an advantage for that Eternity Esports. They are having the river control, even the jungle control into the hand of Star. Right now, Daki is in a very bad position. Having the Lucas ult will helping her a little bit, but right now, Turtle Dance and the fight.
That's true. Look at that, Daki with the, I'm you, does get the Lucas's ultimate, but at the same time, Joker picks up the kill. Very well done by Daki. She did get a kill, but we are facing a little bit of a problem, so do hang
Trying.
on. Yep, we got it. Yep, we got it. Daki does get the kill. The Untitled are the ones who are having the upper hand as of now.
I don't know. I mean that glorious pathway was onto the point, but it was not for the high loss to get away from the zone. I mean, if you remember with the Gatoth Kacha pick, he was escaping a lot, but right now he's not getting that chance. That's the main reason. And look at that. This Suyu is literally playing confident at this point. Kaimaku again, charge coming on.
Oh,
What
unstoppable
was that?
force. Unstoppable force coming right on to the table. Look at that. Ted 7, moves away with the flicker. Now, it was a very good move given the fact that it was just the whole mid lane already onto the top. So, he's a safe for now.
I mean, that throw was for the cleaned, okay, but it just connected to the Suyu. I thought a fight was emerging onto that Hylos, but Hylos' body will be fine. He will be getting into the safer track, but right now, second neutral objective into the map in just 30 seconds. But we're gonna see a little bit of rotation coming from the EXP, and that's a very bad thing. I haven't seen that Badang getting giving some rotation because can you say that because Esmeralda's laning clear ability or Badang being slow? What do you think, Pichi?
Balang has been definitely zoned out quite a lot. As of now, we're seeing the same, but I feel like Balang should be entering the scene during the mid game since we are still in the early game. This is like playing it slow. Same for the Esmeralda as well. As of now, both of the heroes are looking some action for the top lane. What is it going to be?
Okay. The turtle dance already started. Evil Quiller will be used giving a small height to that turtle dance, but it will not be much. I mean, they're kind of waiting for the perfect moment, but Kaimaku has a great retry skills, and you have to. But look at that! All is the beast! Glorious pathway!
Kalia goes in. Look at that. The glorious pathway is actually slowing them down, but Kaimiku picks up a kill. He's going in for more. He moves away into the face of Ted 7, and Shane gets the kill. Joker with another kill. Look at them. They're just like moving forward. They secured the turtle as well. So definitely it's a +1. Kaimiku. Okay, a little bit of a missed stun right there.
Okay, the rotation onto the point for Badang. Zaman Force again will be used, but this time from the side of Untitled to get some turrets into their hand. Plenty of turrets they got. I mean, didn't manage to take down the mid tier 1, but it was great when they took that tier 1 from the top lane. That's a nice start. 8-1 is the score, and we can say that already a 5k goal lead for the side of team Untitled, destroying that tier 1. Again, I mean, you want those everything into your hand, and they're literally fulfilling it. Neutral objectives, turrets, plenty of kills, gold, everything into your hand. Kind of, we can say that do or die match is going pretty good for Untitled side.
I do agree with you, Ash. Look at that. And to the mid lane as well, Doug did make a rotation quickly, just trying to gear up for a team fight. But at the same time, I really like how the Jawhead is playing around. The one-man pickup is actually working for the side of Team Untitled. They're just like marking down the every right heroes possible. And with that, turrets are just being blown off. Almost all the tier 1 turrets are gone. That thus means that they have to give out the lane pressure as much as possible.
Yep. And look at that. Still waiting for the turtle. That's a good thing. I mean, they have the gold spike into their hand, but they are not going aggressive onto the eternity. They don't want to lose some gold by taking on, unnecessary fights. That's a good thing. That's a good mentality from Untitled at this point. Third neutral objective, and it will be easily secure by the Untitled. I think it will be uncontested. I don't think Team Eternity gonna contest it, but look at that. Something is cooking up at the EXP section, a turtle being slain. Right now, they will be going for that blue buff. What do you think, Pitchy? Will it be invade?
Oh, no, yep. Kaimi could definitely has it on his hands. Okay, that's just if Team Authority Esports went in for a contest for such a mere buff, it's going to be a wipeout for them. It's going to be a death for them, given the fact that the goal difference is quite high into the hands of Team Untitled, and Authority Esports are not quite there with the itemizations as well.
Okay, 25k for the side of Untitled. 17.7, a very less goal, but right now Star will be caught down and he will be safe as well. I thought he would be taken down
Yes,
at that
my
point,
God.
but he got safe. I mean, obviously he's a tank, so he got the sustain, but what if, I mean, in the place of Star, if it was Clint dead, he would have been into the death mark. But right now, look at that. I mean,
Oh,
is that the problem, Pitchy, I was talking about? Clint, early snowball, not getting into the hand. Kemi right now attacking and a charge, but they will be going back. That's a good, I mean, thought
true.
right now. They don't want to.
Oh
Okay,
my,
okay, got
Dead
caught out.
7. Dead 7 gets caught out, but there was a blast coming in from this Lucas, but he makes sure that he survives. On to the other hand, Team Untitled are all ready for their team, the Lord. Okay, look at them. They're just like moving for making sure that the lane pressure won't build up. Plus, they are just securing the river area for themselves. As of now, Team Eternity Esports don't have a pathway inside the river area for themselves. They just have to play it slow. They just have to make sure they get it onto their hands. Talking about the early game snowball that the Clint did not get, I feel like it's okay even if the Clint did not get it, but now it's the mid game. Now I'm pretty sure that the Clint will be having at least 2 items on the hands. Can we actually look at the itemization, since this is actually a slow game and we can talk about it? Yep, there we go. Okay. Here we are. See, as I was talking about, oh, Clint is not even with a 1 item, and the members are already falling down from the side of Team Eternity Esports. Clint is definitely in a grave situation as of now.
Endless battle, Hunter Strike, good one, but I mean, if you will compare it with the Stalim Sky and Feather of Heaven and going for a Holy Crystal, maybe that's the core item of Harith. We all know that the fourth and the best item for Harith, and it will not only be the best item, it will deal a lot of damage to the opponent side as well. That will be deadly for if that Holy Crystal will be into the item collection of Harith at this point. Going for the second tier onto the top lane, that's a great trade right now. Getting into the hand, 9 kills. All the top is getting cleaned up, and the Madara coming right now and pouring into the Leaf Village. And maybe we're gonna see Almighty push soon. But right now, Telbis on onto that Sasuke and
Alien.
Ruby Naruto.
Haley, hey, no way. Kalia, he goes down. The Lord is coming in. What is it going to be for the side of Team Eternity Esports? They have 4 members already alive who will be trying to defend it. There's no passive coming in. The Lord already trying to go in. Barang with the perfect set gets
Oh,
the high loss. Onto the other hand, Dark looking quite low. Dead 7 looking quite low. The base is wide open. And there we go. Neko's Queen all alone cannot defend this. And yes, we are getting the third match.
Yep, and that was the question of Ray, that will we are going for the third match or not, and we will be going for the third match. Congratulations, team on title, for winning the second set and taking the match onto the third set. Because yesterday I heard that 2-0 was the both of the matches, because maybe I was not there. That was the reason. But right now, Untitled just fulfilled my dream to see a third match. Not only mine, each and every audience will be happy for that, because we all are here. I mean, paying our internet bills to see a competitive match like this. Ray, are you here?
I just love Ashley's jokes. Honestly, paying our internet bills is insane. But jokes aside, yeah. I mean, I was honestly expecting a game number 5, and I would argue one thing is that I feel like the draft was much better into the hands of Eternity, but I don't know. I feel like they came in a little bit weak this time around, and obviously they were not able to win this game, forcing a game number 3. So I'm really looking forward to how the game number 3 is going to happen. But of course, before that, we have to, of course, take a short break, give the players some time to rest, let the land of Dawn getting free from all the dirt they've created. Jokes aside, though, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for the last match of this first series, as we're going to be coming back with the game number 3. Of course, tune in back into IGC. We're going to be going for a short break.
दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे परफेक्ट।
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Back again to, of course, Mythic Showdown Season 1 round robin wildcard stages. And this is going to be the third and final match of the series of this best of three, where Untitled was able to force Eternity into a game number 3, of course. And we're going to see who gets the match point, who gets the point into those round robin stages. And to witness it, to deliver the voice of the arena is, of course, joining me back again and again, HTZ and Peachy. One gamer and one is looking really cute. But yeah, jokes aside, as soon as the draft obviously starts, you guys will take it over. But until then, 2 questions from each. Okay, no, first, HTZ, you're playing for Untitled. We know. Is your team going to win?
Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure. If they are going to do that thing again, what they done in the first match, they will not gonna win it. It will be like BTK.
Okay. And the draft has started. I love the production. And of course, Peachy and HTZ take it over.
Let's
Yeah.
go into the draft. We are back again for the game number 3. Ash, are you excited?
Obviously, I told you. I mean, I love the game number 3. I love the game number 5. I love the game number 7 as well. And BO7, BO5, and BO3. Let's see. I mean, this banning section will be full of those respec heroes right now. And I want to see that Kimmy pick again from Eternity or from Untitled. I mean, people are so much fantasized with the Kimmy's broken damage, but sometimes it get dull as well. What we just saw in the previous match, Pichi.
Definitely, we might be able to get little bit of a same picks right there because Team Entitled they got there into their hands. Maybe this time around, oh, I was expecting that Harry to be picked, but no, they will be banning it in. They don't want the same case as the game number one since Team Eternity Esports have the first pick onto their hands once again. Let's see what is it going to be. Zushin, as expected, whenever Team Eternity Esports are onto the blue side, they ban it off. Now that it is already out of the table, they will be maybe the Lucas, the Kalia are still open. So those two bands are quite there.
Yep, and you can say that the Matilda right now will be taken out from the side of Eternity. That's a good choice. They know that the Untitled is full of utility junglers, so they will not giving that Matilda to them. They know that support meta will be helping them a lot, and a Matilda with the gliding wind taking you out from each and every bad situation is totally a great support roam. We can say that that's the main reason they take it out, and a Fanny as well will not be seen in this match again. 3 matches, 3 straight Fanny bans. Respect on meta. What do you think, Pichi?
No, maybe not. But at the same time, the Lucas is still open. Are you a team and title? Are you guys sure that to give out a Lucas once again? Because for the second game it did not work. So, but maybe this game it can work it all out. The Florian is still on the cards. The Lucas as well as the Fovius. The C. If the Fovius is out, the CC can be in the Hylos. The Cuts. There's so many picks still open. Authority Esports. One choice to be made. What is it going to be? And let's see what is it
Oh,
going to be. And we got the Kalia, a highly understandable, one of the great utility tanks as of now, or maybe onto the EXP flex picks. There's something about the flex picks being picked up in this game. I really love how they play it off.
go for a Lucas, go for a Valentina, and then a Gatotkacha. Your team will be full of CCs, your team will be full of damage. I will be saying this to Untitled. If they are thinking anything, go for a Valentina and Lucas pick straight right now. Because they got the Kalea into their hand. I know it's a counter of the Lucas, but it will be also get countered by the Valentina because the Tsunami Slam can be copied down easily. But no, they're going with the Badang and Kimi this time. This is proving that I'm not in their team.
Definitely. Let's see what both of the teams are looking forward for. But at the same time, Eternity Esports, EXP Lane, I'm still surprised that the Gatorkacha as well as the high loss are not being prioritized. The high loss, this game should be working down into the hands of Team Eternity Esports. The slows as well as the Tsunami Slams, they have a very good synergy, so I believe that it could go ahead. But Dark, who will be the one playing the EXP lane? Will they be okay with playing heroes like that? Because I feel like they just Dark is more suited for something which can dive into the back lanes.
Eternity is right now having a big thing into their hand. The Lucas for the jungle as well as the Beatrix pick. They know that the Valentina may or may not come to the scene because Kimmy has already been picked up. For the Kimmy, they took. If the Kimmy is going for the goal lane, Beatrix is with us. If Kimmy is going for the mid lane, then it's totally good. Lucas is with us. Valentina will not come. So right now, if they're gonna ban the Valentina, we must be thinking that they are thinking about Kimmy onto the goal lane. That's the Beatrix pick for. Let's see how Eternity gonna reciprocate the Gatot Kacha ban right now and the Jawhead and Kimmy pick.
I agree. But once again, Untitled going ahead with a go ahead onto their hands. 1 month pickoff did not work. Did work it out for them onto the game number two. Was a little bit of a weird pick to be honest. So I want to see how they're just making it play in this game. But at the same time, now that the Gatorkacha has been banned off, very good ban coming in from the side of Team Untitled. They just made sure to hit the right spots. And I was talking about how Dark is known to play something of a hero that goes into the back lanes. This fits in perfectly. But once again, Valentina banned. No Valentina being prioritized. That's a bummer.
And you know what? I mean, the last ban, maybe we're gonna see one more roamer at this point, or maybe a mid laner. Okay, that's a Sicilian coming straight on to the point. That's a nice ban again. That means they don't want to give the late game. damage to them because they already know that Lucas and Kalea is there. A lot of CC will be there, and even the Beatrix have a sustain as well as with the endless battle. I mean, not the endless battle, has claws. It will be menace as well. So, oh, that's good. Xborg was a pretty good pick at this point. They're taking it out. But Basha is still open. What do you think, Pichi? Will they go for the Basha or something mobility?
Hmm. Baksha, highly possible on the cards. Now that the Xbox is out of the way, the Julian can come in. Julian, on the other hand, does not make any sense on this draft coming in from the side of Team Untitled. But Eternity Esports, who already have a Lucas, they cannot make that draft. But, talking about Eternity Esports, they still have a tanker left to be taken. Beatrix, I like it, okay? I like it. They just picked it out without knowing what team Untitled are going on for. So that is definitely a surprise factor. Now, both of the teams really looking confident.
They played it. The Untitled just played it with the mind of eternity. You can say one man got wits. I mean, the Kimi was for the mid, and that was the flex pick for. I mean, the always the flex picks do play with the mind of the opponent side, and they literally played them. And you see, Valentina got banned, but the Kimi was for the mid, and we saw right now Irithel for that Beatrix. That's a nice pick, and look at that. Ray will be so much happy at this point, looking that Farsa onto the side of Eternity. He was thinking about it on the first game, but we want to see it in the third game played with the Forza and a Hilda. Ooh, 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 ooh. Phobius ban, giving a straight point to that Hilda to be in the match, and it will be easy for her to take down the invading potential from the early game, and it will gonna hinder a lot for the Untitled, but it will also depicts one thing. Maybe we're gonna see a mobility jungler right now. They need a mobility jungler.
Highly possible. Highly possible. And they need it. They need it very well. Maybe the Bhaksha fits in quite perfectly right there, but are they comfortable to pick it up? Are they comfortable to take the gamble? And that is not the case. They go in for an assassin, a very, a unconventional assassin coming in. That would be the Hanzo. Hanzo, on the other hand, is something which goes onto the back lines. But given the fact that Team Authority Esports quite have a tanky picks, the target would be the Farsa. The target would be the Beatrix as well. But reaching the Beatrix is quite easy. Plus, let's see if Authority Esports will be able to protect those core damage dealers.
Yep, and you know what? Hanzo is an assassin, but I think he kind of a utility type hero. I mean, mid. You can say mobility, utility. Both of the things are there into the Hanzo, but it's all always I say this. There are a lot of heroes in ML which are used as a gamble. Hanzo is one of them. I mean, he needs that support from the beginning if you want him to get the late game spike into his hand. So Untitled is again playing a gamble, but this time it's a do or die match for both the teams and a match point set for both the teams. One team gonna have the 2 points in this round robin stage at the wildcard stage at Mythic Showdown wildcard. And right now we're heading into the match. Welcome back to the Konoha Village, Land of Dawn, in which we're gonna see a fight breaking out for the third set in the BO3 series between Team Untitled versus Eternity Esports. And 1-1 is the score. Small insight for you all, but let's see. We'll be making it 2-1. Will it be Untitled or will it be Eternity?
Definitely. Let's see what is going to be at Eternity Esports. They still have a chance to get a, but maybe, as Ray was talking, this could be a reverse sweep. Let's see if that's the case or not. Game number 3, here we go. Now, the Lito will be there in just like few seconds. And okay, the Lito already taken out. That's quite fast. They like teams are just not messing around. They just like wanted just like that. And on the other hand, the top lane focus will be there. Top lane annoyance will be there. Look at that.
Yeah, and it was already being there. I mean, Beatrix being the winning lane hero, but Irithel will have the early game damage. Look at that. Star was about to catch up someone from the bush, but Hanzo was too far away from his target. Managed to get back again. Nakakage is here right now, going on to the Kalea. Will be going back to the zone, and the body will be, I mean, called back to his original place, and that's a nice thing. First neutral objective, Pichi.
Yep. Turtle will be here just in few seconds. No first blood. That's surprising given the fact that both of the teams have taken first bloods under those 2 minutes. But this is going to be an epic team fight during the Lord. But as of now, Farsa doing just making sure that she gets enough HP of Joker. But Joker though, he's just trying to get level 4 quickly.
Till now, no fatalities, and we're gonna see that that's a nice rotation. But right now, the fight is breaking up. Featherweight strike onto the point. First blood will be claimed by Darkra at this point. And a bat. Oh my goodness, is the fish crack coming on at a lesser HP? Ducky managed to go. No, no, no. It's a double kill for the Hilda. Going into the turret and right now going for a triple kill and a sliver of HP managed to get back into the safer zone. Hanzo will be getting into the safer zone, but Hilda with the Kalaya right now giving a great hindrance to that Badang. But look at that Zohead with the, oh my goodness, got into the hand. Oh, her to the turret and giving a lot of damage, but this blink will be helping her a lot to get into the safer zone, and the turtle being secured to the hand of Untitled. Trade 1, 2 kills, everything into the Untitled.
That's true. That's true. Now
Actually,
Untitled going in.
actually, Eternity is in the blue side.
Oh, yep. Eternity are onto the blue side.
Yeah.
And they are the ones who are onto the kill board as of now. Onto that, the Kaimiko trying to get a engage on, but I believe that's quite late.
Yep, and sorry for that. Eternity is having the trade. I just mishap with the team name. Sorry for that. Look at that. I mean, right now we're gonna see that again a fight is breaking up into the mid lane. Oh my goodness, Kalea getting up on the track, but Hanzo will be taking down and shutting down that Hilda at this point. After a lot of skirmish, the Hilda will be taken out after a lot of pain given to the Untitled side. Right now, Untitled is getting back into the zone, but before that, at a very less HP, look at that! A slam coming from the side of team Eternity Esports. 3-man onto the Irithel, and the Irithel will be sent to heaven easily.
Let's go. Yep, they do have it on their hands, but as of now, Team Eternity Esports with the aggression, this is the kind of a gameplay that we have seen into the game number 1 as well. So they are just trying to mimic it once again. Now that it is just happening, I believe Team Eternity Esports are on the right track. But okay, Nishan.
Okay, look at that. Managed to got caught, but look at that. Feather airstrike right now, giving a lot of damage. A tsunami slam come up, but it will be Joe taking down the Kalea, sliver of HP. Badang managed to go. Irithil, we're giving a beautiful rotation. And Kimi, look at that damage. But again, the Hilda with the power of wilderness. Claiming the kill onto the Kimi and Beatrix right now. 1v1 onto the MM. Irithil will be taken down. 2 of the MM taken down, but again, we can say trade being won by Eternity. Second neutral objective.
That's true. That's true. But the turtle is still on for the grabs. Now that it is, let's see if Team Untitled picks it up or not. They did manage to up their score. They did manage to make sure they get enough onto their plates as well. But let's see if one more thing can fit in or not. Dark, he did not make the rotation this time towards the turtle. A little bit of a concerning. Same goes with Nishan as well. But I feel like they just depleted their resources during the mid lane. But let's see if they're able to get it or not. Joker already in possession. Dead 7. Will he be able to catch it off or not? Kaimiko.
Obviously, and look at that. Oh my goodness, the damage coming from the side of Eternity is too high at this point. The team Untitled has to back off at this point. And Badang, look at that. Joining out the situation. I mean, Untitled is not giving the full hand to Eternity at this point. They are also fighting back. They know they need to claim this match as well if they want to claim the 2 points into their hand in the round robin. I mean, they also want to be in the top 16.
That's true. That's a very high stake to be here. There's no another chance. But at the same time, this will be a round robin. So the teams have to play again with another team to reclaim their spot. But Kalie.
Obviously, another fight breaking up, and look at that tail-based bomb coming from the Lucas at this point, going on to that Irithel, but getting a lot of damage. A backlash for the Lucas. Tsunami slam about to come. Kimi managed to take down on the moment. We're gonna see an instant redemption for that Irithel. onto the side from Eternity. The Beatrix was totally onto the point. Starfucker is onto the movement at this point. He wants to take down that Kimmy, but Kimmy will be recalling back into the safer zone.
Oh my. Untitled going in quite aggressively as well. They know how to make sure to get Team Eternity Esports as of now. But the turrets, though, they have been targeted. 7 minutes into the game, the first few turrets are already down. Both the sides, 1 for 1 turret. But Shane, oh my
Oh,
god. He
the
got that.
damage.
Yep.
That was the damage. That was the damage from Irithel. I mean, she was doing 1v1, and I think Kalea was hoping that Beatrix at the moment, but Ted was not there, and that was a big thing for the Kalea. I mean, expecting Ted at that moment, but Ted couldn't reach her, and we just saw a fatality for Eternity side. So 6 is the score, and look at the goal lead. It's kind of same. So we cannot say that Eternity is having the upper hand at this point. Look at that. Joining out the situation. Nischan is still there. We're gonna see maybe a flicker all coming up, or maybe they're gonna not contesting for it. Okay, then look at that fish crack coming on, and Kimmy will be taking down the first side. That was a nice one. Delvis bomb will be on, but the Lucas got caught off guard. It will be Irithel taking down the Lucas. 2 men already down from the side of Eternity Esports. Going for the third kill. A lot of damage coming from that Beatrix, but right now, Dark in a very bad position, and he will be taken out as well. Going for the fourth kill. Beatrix and the Star is at a very less HP, will be backing off, will be dismantling themselves from the team fight. Untitled onto the point. Untitled is online, Pichi.
Definitely, they are online. Look at the damage. Team Untitled are going in quite aggressively. They know they cannot lose up the chance. Beatrix onto the mid lane, though.
Yup, and look at that. Oh my goodness, I thought the Beatrix will be taken down, but it was just... Pichi, what do you think? I mean, Forza getting caught again and again, that's the problem.
I know, but Joker.
Okay, Joker, look at that. Sliver of HP, managed to get back. Star couldn't find him in a good way. That's the main thing, but here, again, coming back to the question. Forza getting caught again and again.
I'm not
Okay,
sure.
one more fight coming up, and this time mega kill for the Irithel. Lucas going straight to the backline, but I'm getting down a shutdown for the Irithel at last, managing to take down the backliner. Hanzo needs to call off his body right now, and at a sliver of HP, Kimmy managed to go out. That's why the Lucas was needed.
2-for-1 trade, water trade going down into the hands of Team Eternity Esports. They got the mid lane as well. Tsunami Slam all coming in.
Okay, they got again the managed to take down the Jawhead. Hanzo with the Kakage will be here. Let's see what will happen. Okay, no, backing off, dismantling himself. Need a neutral objective to get down those Eternity guys. But Lucas' move to the backliner was totally insane. He needs to take down the Irithel. He needs to take down the Kimmy. He knows that. But right now, at a very bad position, the turret got destroyed. But Kalea will not be spared from the side of Untitled. They will be taking down that Kalea easily right now. Hanzo charging onto the Beatrix. Sliver of HP managed to escape. Hanzo calling back his body.
Yep, as of now, Team Untitled, they are playing it quite aggressively, leading up to the kill board. The Madara already there into the land of Dawn. What is it going to be? Joker did spot out Kaylee though.
Okay. Lucas right now again, but on to the backliners, but he's getting a lot of damage from the turret. Killing spree for the Lucas and an instant redemption for that kill. Irithel will be taking a shutdown onto that Lucas, and this is a very bad thing. Madara is here, Lucas is not here. Naruto, so bad thing.
I know, right. Madara being contested as of now. Neko's Twin finding a position. He does have the concealed. Dark gets eaten out.
Yup. And look at that. Jawhead is right now giving a lot of damage. Hand jumping there. Oh my goodness. Feather Ray strike from nowhere. Giving a lot of damage, but didn't manage to take a Tsunami Slam. My goodness. A lot of damage. Jawhead will be taking down that Kalea. Killing spree for the Irithel. 2 frontliners will be taken down. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Kimmy managed to zone out the situation for the side of Team Untitled, but slowly Untitled is getting into the hand, and look at the damage Kimmy is just giving at this point. But oh my goodness, Irithel onto the track right now. Hanzo going on to that. The Beatrix will be taken down. He will not be spared. Killing spree, but Kimmy as well Lucas is going for the backlines, but right now a shutdown for the Hanzo, and it will be a triple kill for the Lucas. But before the Maniac, he will be get shut down from the Irithel. A mega kill for the Irithel and a double kill on the Forza. A free Lord, maybe. Kalea and progressing on the Lord side. Okay, Untitled, don't want to contest for the Lord.
Oh my goodness, what a team fight, but I think that is just continuing. Eat it out once again, Dark.
Okay, Dark again coming on right now inside the tower, giving a lot of damage. Irithel from the back line. He's literally disrupting the frontliners. This is what the penetration damage looks like.
I know, right? Look at that team and title with the Shane. They just know to tap into the power spike of this Irithel as of now. With Daki also getting quite a few damage. The Lord being contested, and it is going down into the hands of team on title.
Easy, Lord. And again, the feather strike came up. But right now, Kimmy getting 3-man into the hand and the bat. I mean, the fish crack was onto the point, and Kalea will be taking down the Kimmy from the backline, giving a lot of damage. Jawhead got down, and it will be Lucas double kill onto the Hanzo. In the meantime, Badang managed to take down the Hilda, but the Badang will also be spared. Not spared. He will be taken down. He will be sent to the heaven. Team is right now going for a split push onto the mid lane. Not going for the Lord. Is it the end?
Oh, what? No way.
What the
No
world?
way. Wait a minute. The Lord's just pushing it down. They know that Shane is all alone. He might or he might not, but Echo's been trying his best to, zone them out. But I believe they will be just getting a inhibitor out of all these trades. Good trade. But Shane, he has to wait for his members to come down. Wait a minute. Out. Beatrix gets spotted on.
Obviously, and I don't think he will be spared. You know that, and right now he's fighting 1v4. But look at that flicker, but it will be Jawhead with the, oh my goodness, ejector will be taking down that Beatrix. This is an insane match from Untitled right now with the minions, with the Anbu minions going into the tower, taking down the tiers. Feather airstrike again, but I'm not happy with the positioning of Farsa from all the matches.
Let's see. But Kalia, on to the other hand, Shane popped the Wind of Nature.
Yep, it was great, but pitchy. I mean, the positioning of this Farsa, we're gonna talk about it right now. What do you think?
Oh,
Is there something
Farsa.
happening?
Farsa getting caught quite often though. That's not like it's not like only once or twice. That's like more than twice, and it's fine. But as of now, the Farsa did not get any kills, so that is definitely a problem. But can we look at the items as of now, given the fact that their teams are just moving around? Oh. Okay. The Sea Halberd is already there. I was expecting it onto the side of Team Eternity Esports. They do need a little bit of the anti heals, so that they could just slow down those speed. But Joker.
And Farsa is having a good build right now. Again, getting caught up. Lucas is going on the backliners, and he will be taking down the Kimmy. He will be going for a double kill, but before that, a godlike will be secured by the Irithel, and it will be a triple kill for the Lucas. And before that, the Farsa this time managed to take down the Badang. And look at that, at a sliver of HP, the Hanzo and the Irithel will be going back to the safer zone. But that was a great fight. I mean, this is what the Lucas is for, to take down the backliners. But Irithel is kind of getting away from the Lucas target, and that's the main reason he's getting the kills.
Yep. Look at that. The critical damage is above 1000. That is what it matters. And as of now, Team Eternity Esports, they need to stack up on Dom Ice as well. They need to slow down the Irithel. There's no one onto the side of Team Eternity Esports who is matching the mobility. But Kalie, he's doing his best with 11 kills racked up out of the 20. He's just having a blast as of now. Let's see Madara onto the Lad of Dawn. Which team picks it up? This game, Untitled, are having it a little bit of pressure because we have seen quite a few break-offs, like all of them dying all together. So if they do it again, that is definitely a problem. If they don't, let's see if Eternity Esports gets it on our conceal play as of now.
You know what, Pichi? They are in such a point, and before that, this time, okay, they wants to caught that Irithel, but they'll not be able, and they lost a lot of resources before the Lord fight actually happens. Right now, I think that someone should give some lane pressure towards the bot lane, just like Eternity did in the last game. I mean, in the first game.
No Lord being contested as of now. Look at them. Eternity Esports trying to cover up as much as river area into the hands, being safe. They know this two-man marksman can melt them down, so they're just playing it slow. But wait a minute, Joker.
Okay, again the fight is breaking up at this point, and we can see the featherweight strike will not be connecting again, and a lot of damage from the Irithel, but at a sliver of HP, they're cutting up the Joker, and Joker will be taken down. He managed to get that ejector. Look at the tailpiece bomb going on to the Kimmy inside the turret, being using the winter truncheon. Oh my goodness, legendary for the Irithel. Onto the Lucas will be taken down at this point, going on to the three-man of Team Eternity. They lost the jungler. I think it's a free lord right now. Let's see how this Forza will be doing this in this match.
Let's go, Team Entitled. They don't have the tanker. They have to make sure to get the tanker online. 13 seconds left. The Lord being up as well. Kalia is not there. Both of the teams are struggling to take down the Lord. Now, Hanzo, this is all because of the Hanzo being in a kind of a position that you're talking about. Once the Hanzo uses up his ninja form, they just have to back off. They cannot do anything. Re-engage depends on the Joker as well as the Barang as well. Now that the Joker is up, the Lord being contested, what is it?
I was not happy with the Kalea's joining section, but look at that. This time the Kimmy will be securing the Madara. Feather strike onto the point. Hilda managed to get that Kimmy. Legendary for the Irithel. Instant redemption coming on. Lucas going onto the backline, but will be shattered down by that Irithel's damage. Beatrix was there, but not enough to get any fatalities for the side of Eternity. But right now, a Madara, not just a Madara, it's a luminous Madara, will be going into the Leaf Village. Will it be almighty push? Will it be the end of Eternity? Will it be the end of this exciting match?
Let's see.
One more fight, getting off onto the track. Legendary for the Irithel, getting down that Beatrix. At this point, two man got down. Already one man into the, phase. But right now, Fursa, Lucas being there, Lord emerging into the base. Is this the end? What will happen? Look at that, Lucas got caught down over there. Oh God! Right now he will be slain as well. Only Fursa being there. Pitchy.
No way. This is actually crazy now that all the members are down from the side of Team Eternity Esports. Look at that! Team Untitled are pushing it down.
Obviously, and the Lord is entering into the base. They will be locking the base at this point. And not just the base, it will be the Hokage's house getting destroyed. Almighty push. Victory for Untitled after a biggest match, we can say, in the wildcard stage. Everybody, me, Pitchy, Ray, and all the audience has totally have the fun package because of this BO3. The last match was totally insane from both these sides. What a match, what a comeback. Untitled. Ray, are you here?
Yes, I am here. And this was a great way to end the series, after all. Honestly, this was much better, I would say, from the first two games. It was a little bit more closer, but yeah, at the end, the momentum really shifted into the hands of course, Untitled, and it was pretty close. It was just the game was honestly at the end it was exciting a little bit because of course from the hands of Eternity they were trying to buy out some time, trying to get something, but few missed positions here and there, and Untitled was ultimately able to get the game. I really love the name of the Untitled. Like you can't really call them a name even, like damn Untitled. Pichi, what do you think of the game?
A very well blown off game. The last moment Team Eternity Esports, they just had to protect their Beatrix. They might have they had like a 30% chance to get a successful defense, and they just lost all of it. So I believe Untitled really tapped on it very, very well. So kudos to Untitled for actually getting Eternity Esports right on spot.
Yeah, true about it. And I feel like if that first match, that slight blunder didn't happen, I feel like Untitled could have clean swept, because I feel like HTC was hoping for that, right? Isn't it?
It was I said that 2-0, but it was fun. The last match, we cannot say that Eternity just lost the match. They tried their best. It was just their bad luck, and somehow I can say, I will again say this thing. I don't know how they will feel, but Forza need to, sure about the positioning. She was the core mage for them, and she is the core damage dealer, but the Forza was not first time, we can say, at that moment.
That is a funny thing, yeah. But I feel like, of course, there can be some improvements still made. There, of course, still they're wildcard teams for a reason, right? Because before
Yep.
you, I mean, the teams that are going to be proceeding, they're going to be meeting the mythic leaderboard teams. So if you want to face them, you got to be the best. And tonight, at least tonight, it's Untitled who came out on top, but all hope is not lost. It's still the round robin stages. So let's hope that Eternity Esports today, they take the lessons that they have learned and they can actually learn from those things that they have. Like, I did see a lot of moments. There were a few hiccups here and there. Some moments where I feel like they could have initiated. But let's look at the results screen
Yep.
because I want to see. I want to see the statistics. Of course, it's gonna come in, pop in anytime, pop it at any moment. We would love to see. But yeah, till then, who do you think the MVP was? Ash first, then Peachy.
I think it's obviously it's Irithel. Yep. I mean
Yeah,
the
yeah.
damage, the
Game by
positioning.
game, it's Irithel. But true
Okay.
MVP, what do you think?
Go
True
ahead.
MVP. Okay.
Go
Joy.
ahead.
Obviously Joy. Yep.
I mean, the
But
guy was
Shane was
playing
something. I mean, Shane was
incredible.
insane in the whole the match.
Mhm. And what about the other side, Eternity?
Oh, Eternity. I believe it was definitely Dark who was zoning them out. He did his best, scouting every single bushes, and he was there during every single turtle. So I really liked how the EXP was playing on both the sides.
Mhm. It's actually really nice that EXP Lane is getting the recognition it deserves. On to the other hand, though, I honestly feel like what do you think about the junglers though? Are we undermining the junglers like both of the
No, no,
sides?
Lucas was doing what he need to do. He was just going for the backliners, and that was the only thing Lucas should do. I mean, he knows that the Kimi and Irithel was giving a lot of damage, but Shen was totally prepared for the Lucas. He was outplaying the Lucas each and every time, and even without a purify. That's the reason I just said that Shen was the real MVP. I mean, he knows when to position what. And that's the only thing Forza couldn't do that. I mean, every
Mhm,
time I was asking Pichi, each and every time she get caught and she will be dead before any team fight gets on. That's the main reason
I agree.
Team Eternity got backlash in this whole match. They literally played without a mage in each and every team fight. And if you're gonna see, whenever Forza is doing a feather air strike, will be missing the members into the core position. They will be like in the line of the verge of that feather air strike, and they will be out from the line. They will be okay with it. So that's the main reason. I mean, they need to what we can say. They need to cope up with the feather airstrike and the fights. We
mhm,
cannot say the Forza was the whole thing. It was whole team regulations, how they are just taking out the fight. When they are taking out the fight, I mean, obviously they will be having the chat in between the match. They should say that thing. I mean, that's the
mhm.
main thing lack. I saw that thing. I don't. I'm not sure.
Communication.
Yeah.
I see, I see. And of course, for ladies and gentlemen who are curious about a second match, it's not going to happen because both of the teams are unavailable, and we offered some flexibility, and the match will happen tomorrow. So, if you're curious about the second match, it will happen tomorrow. So, of course, stay tuned for tomorrow's matches. It will probably be 3 matches back to back instead of the regular 2. But of course, if you're looking forward to it, the teams have been rescheduled to tomorrow. But other than that, I feel like the match was honestly really good. And I think we've already covered much of the bases. And SGC also gave some of the advice. PG, actually, advice do you have for Eternity? Because it's still round robin. If they face other teams, what do you have in store? Like, what advice do you have?
I don't think they need much from us because they are also a well-known team. But I feel like somewhere along the late games, they need to get the grip on. They need to make sure to actually give a good protection for the marksman and the mage because that is something that I was fearing during the draft as well, and it just came true.
Marksman. It
Yes,
is kind of funny that in theory package, Barang counters Johan because Barang is CC immune, but it's pretty
yes.
interesting. And even if you win in theory like this, I agree, I wholeheartedly agree. Like when people say, "Oh, the draft is where like 90% of the game is done. It's true, but not always. Like this was a proof where it feel like the draft was definitely a little bit more into the favor of Eternity, but at the end we clearly saw who was the winner. So execution it just plays as much as big part. I would say it's a 50-50, but at the same time, I I feel like it's a little bit situational, honestly. But I think we're just gonna see the obvious MVP soon because it's probably gonna be Shane. But yeah, shout out to the roamers who did their job, and of course the XP lane. And I think you both pointed out about the mid lane, right? What went wrong for the mid laners? Was it just a rotation or something else?
No, I mean rotation was good. I mean the previous two match it was totally great, but what happened in the third match I'm not sure. I mean he was doing great with the Kimmy, he was doing great with the Xavier, but what happened to that Versa thing? I'm not sure about it. He may be
Did I
having
jinx
some
it?
issue, or he may be having some, I mean, lack. I don't know what concentration or what, but he was not the way he was playing in that last two matches. I mean, I was thinking that the Versa will be effective thing for their team because it was the burst. I mean, he gonna gave to the team, but it was not there, and that's the main reason. And you know what? I mean, if you're thinking about a first up pick, you could have gone with a Granger other than for a Beatrix. I mean, the Beatrix
Yeah, yeah.
was a great thing, but Granger Forza combo do work great with the poke burst, and Kalea was there. Hilda was doing great, giving a plate full of kills from the beginning. I mean, if you're gonna see, Eternity started well, but then it's got wrong when the MM was needed the most and the mid laner as well.
hmm You know, it's funny. I might have jinxed it because I was, manifesting a Farsa from the beginning, waiting to see one. And when it came, yeah, I did not really work
And
out. Maybe
of
I'm
that,
maybe I'm at blame. Maybe I'm at blame.
and
But
top of that, you
yes.
didn't mention a reverse sweep, and that
Oh
matters.
yeah, I did mention reversive. I think I should be hired by the teams. Like they should pay me. They should pay me to make this kind of
So,
jinxing predictions. Like, come on, guys. My bank is open. I have GPay. I don't have PayPal, so maybe I'll make one. But
let's
other than
go.
that, what we still have today, the match that didn't happen is Takusena and Blazing. We had to reschedule, of course. Are you well acquainted with like both of these teams? Peachy, Takusena, of course. I think many people know Takusena.
Yeah,
They're a veteran team.
agreed, agreed. They have been playing it quite well, you know. Surprisingly, they might be one of the contender moving towards the mythic leaderboard.
It's been a long while though. I feel like they just haven't found the right spot yet. On the other hand, there is Blazing Olympus who have won the Nordwing Community Cup a few
Yep,
months ago, if I'm not wrong. And
yep.
so I feel like they're also a very strong team. They're also from Assam, if I'm not wrong either. And I'm also looking forward to them because it's been a while since I've seen their performance. Last time around, though, they defeated the team called 1942. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I'm
Oh,
really looking forward how they're gonna be
Holocaust.
performing as well.
Yeah, Ray, you know what? I feel like this Mythic Showdown will bring the new talents onto the mark because I have more faith and more, what we can say, I can see the more energy onto In Heavens, Armageddon, Blazing Olympus, and this
Hmm.
Untitled. These guys gonna outplay the big teams, big names. I'm not gonna take their names, but they're gonna outplay them in this Mythic Showdown for real. I mean, I'm not joking. I have more faith on In Heavens. I mean, In Heavens is literally a contender for the Mythic leaderboard. I mean, these guys are literally great. They are great against IGN even. So if they will get
Hmm.
that proper chance, proper things, they can outplay Tartarus
Hmm.
or ADM one day.
Oh, okay. Very bold statements, honestly. Tartarus one is insane. Tartarus one is little insane. I'm not a Tartarus fanboy, guys. It's just that I feel like Tartarus is honestly on a different level. But if you claimed it, I would love to see. I would love to see In Heaven against, of course, you know, Tartarus in the round robin or even the Swiss stages. It would be pretty exciting. But of course, I just want to confirm it with our production. Do we see the results screen or do we end it? But of course, we'll update quite soon. Any other team, Peachy, any team that you're looking forward to?
One thing about that, any other team, there's quite very strong teams onto the mythical, sorry, in the elite leaderboards as well. As Ash mentioned in Heavens, yes, they are actually gearing themselves up. So I really like that about them. So let's see if they are the ones who will be moving up. But quite a few names though, because now that the tournaments have been slowed down, they just like having more time to practice rather than like sitting in the evenings and being in the tournaments, running around like okay, yeah, next. I have seen teams playing like 4 tournaments in a day, and that's truly hectic.
And we
You
are
Mhm.
unemployed right now.
Oh, oh my God, that's another topic to
that
talk
that is
about.
crazy. Ash, you don't spill the tea, all right? You don't spill the tea. We are all employed, guys. Ash is lying. He's a gamer, okay? He's unemployed. We are all employed, guys, right? We are all employed. Nobody's unemployed here. That- I'm honestly looking forward to the mythic leaderboard teams, honestly, because I just feel like because each time we see the mythically, I mean, we have a team, of course, Zohan. They were a team that was like a year ago. They were at the bottom of top 10. Like, oh, like many people when like elite leaderboard teams or even casual teams thought they could defeat Zohan because Zohan was just not in that right spot. But lately, they have been a team that has gone toe to toe with Tartarus. So, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But anyways, I think we got the confirmation with the production. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll just be, of course, it's not a break. I mean, it's a whole day break. We're going to be tuning in tomorrow again for Mythic Showdown Season 1. And we're going to be seeing 3 matches tomorrow because the today's match has been rescheduled to tomorrow, which is Dakusena versus Blazing Olympus. So stay tuned for that. And thank you for Peachy and Ashizi for joining me here tonight, casting a great series of this best of 3, where Untitled got the match point for this round robin. So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for tomorrow. And with that, good night and bye bye.
Good night.
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे, परफेक्ट